Welcome in to a very special edition of the Standard bi-week edition, and Jack and I couldn't figure out any other way to do it. Let's do a mock draft, shall we? Why not? It is the 1st of October when we're recording this. You're probably seeing this Sunday, October, whatever day that is. Doesn't matter. It's mock draft o'clock. Let's get right into it over here. I have Steelers picking 16th in this, or I don't have it. PFF has it. That seems a bit disrespectful.
PFF is disrespecting our Steelers.
Yep, they are. So the Browns
I also don't see us.
pick.
Did that say Cade Klubnik?
Oh my God, this is beautiful. Hold on. Yeah, that is Cade Klubnik 1-1.
That would be something the Browns would do. So
I would love that. I would do a dance in the streets of Pittsburgh. I would be the happiest man alive. It would be awesome if the Browns did get the one pick.
Yeah.
In the drafts in Pittsburgh. That would be pretty funny. I would like that. Saints, great pick. Giants, great pick. Jets, what are we doing? I can't believe he's in the database. Like, I get it at the same time.
At this rate, there's no shot he declares.
And if he does, where does he go? Does he go that high?
No. I think he's a first rounder, but I don't think he goes that high.
Jeremiah Love to the Browns.
Why would they do that?
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. They should do that.
That would not be awesome for my Quinshon Judkins stocks.
And at 15, the Seattle Seahawks take Jordan Tyson, leaving the Steelers on the clock. I'm just going to click quarterback because that's what we're doing. Oh, boy. Oh, my goodness. This is beautiful.
Options
you mean to tell me?
Here.
I mean, we have our pick of the litter right here. We wouldn't take Cade Klubnik if we had the first fucking pick here. So we really have... Who do we like the best right now, I guess? Keep in mind, this is very, very early. This could look really bad in like 3 months. Who we take here?
I have seen enough in one game to tell me that Dante Moore is a better prospect than anybody else on the screen right now.
I know that I think most people listening to this in general would take Lenoris, and I think a lot of people are getting on the Fernando Mendoza train. But then again, Dante Moore is the current Heisman favorite.
And what, is he like a redshirt?
He's a redshirt sophomore.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
He had that 1 year in the Chip Kelly offense at UCLA.
He made like the greatest transfer decision in the history of college football.
Just sit behind Dylan Gabriel for a year in Oregon and go out. We're going to talk a lot about Dante Moore here in a second. So I think it's only fitting we take him because I saw a tweet. I'll have to pull it up in a second here after we make this pick official for the Steelers. But it talked about how a lot of these Heisman favorites or whoever wins the Heisman goes 1 overall. It was something about like how you should bet Dante Moore to win the Heisman because it's free money. Let me try to find it right now. But round 2, pick 46. Oh my goodness, Fernando Mendoza and Lenoris Sellers are still on the board. Steelers do get sniped here. I do think an underrated need for the Steelers is halfback. But Jonah Coleman and Nick Singleton going off the board is a little bit disappointing. But let's try to look at how the rest of the first round ended up after this. Nothing particularly jumps off the board to me. Garrett Nussmeier to the Rams. Drew Aller to the Lions.
Why? This is what is going on with this simulator here? This is
what do we think of Drew Aller as a prospect at this current moment in time?
I wouldn't take him in the first 4 rounds, let alone if I had Jared Goff and was a competing team that had the 29th pick.
So the tweet comes in from Dynasty Zoltan, who's a great follow on Twitter. Shout out that guy. I know we always talk about Dynasty and how nobody wants to hear us talk about it. If you're into Dynasty, follow that guy. Since 2008, 13 quarterbacks have won the Heisman Trophy. 8 of them went number 1. 3 went number 2. Dante Moore is your Heisman favorite. It's a no-brainer. And he quote tweeted his own tweet to where he said, around this time last year, Cam Ward was just entering the national spotlight, ascending from a day 3 prospect to a potential number 1 pick in a year with no sure thing at the top. Plus 2,000 to go number 1 overall is Dante Moore right now.
I like that.
And we're going to talk a bit about college football here in a little bit. That's the theme of the episode, mock draft. We'll talk more about college football, some prospects. But it seems like Dante Moore is on the best team in the country right now, arguably. Feels like a pretty safe bet. And if he's a Steelers quarterback, that'd be good. Get that young guy in there. I'm just interested to see who these people are they have at the top of the board for us, though. Mekhi Lemon sticks out, though.
I would love Mekhi Lemon, and it makes a lot of sense.
John Mateer still on the board, too.
Just take all the quarterbacks.
Antonio Williams still on the board. Wow. I really like Antonio Williams, too. We'll go Lemon, though. He's been another big riser.
Played his ass off last week. Or I guess this week.
Yeah. Round 3. I see Katron Allen going to the Bears. That would be nice.
How is the PFF's 9th-ranked player still available? And how is Mendoza still available? And how is Lenore Sellers still available?
You know, if the Steelers didn't have 3 tight ends that they don't know how to use, I'd probably just take Kenyon Sadiq. But Fernando Mendoza and Lenore Sellers, do the Steelers double up on quarterback here? What do they do?
Let's take Mendoza here, then see if Sellers is available in 3 picks.
Oh wait, we have 2/3. That's a great idea. That is such a good idea, dude. Sadiq's still available. All right,
one of them's got to be good, right?
This is a great mock draft, guys. Zachariah Branch. I forgot.
We have another.
Oh my god, we have 3/3.
3/3. Yeah, Mateer's on the board.
Is Mateer there? Okay, there we go.
This is.
You know how I said we had to pick wisely? We didn't have to pick wisely. We'll just take all of them.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. All of them aren't going to suck.
I mean, this is the Cleveland Browns strategy. Overall draft grade A+. There you go.
See, yeah, there you go. Top 0% of drafts. Literally the best one ever. What does that tell you?
This is the number 1 Steelers mock draft literally ever for 2026, guys. You will let me know when you ever see a better mock draft than that. That's beautiful. This is the Cleveland Browns strategy of last draft. Not all of these guys can suck. And look, we finally have a wide receiver too.
Yep.
I think we solved the Steelers' problems. I think we did. So
this looks beautiful to me.
I hope everybody enjoyed our first mock draft of the 2026 NFL Draft in October. I hope everybody had fun listening to that. But I guess we'll go right into it. We'll talk a little bit about the Steelers before we get into some college football. We haven't had much of a chance to talk about college football. We talked a little bit about the backyard brawl a couple of weeks ago, but I want to talk about some Steelers things first. The Steelers, 3-1. The rest of the AFC North not looking so hot. The Ravens are 1-3, and Lamar Jackson is probably out for a couple of weeks, 2-3 games maybe. Gives the Steelers a chance to even add on to their lead, and the Ravens to, fall even farther into a hole that they'll have to dig themselves out of. And I'll just be honest, the Bengals, not worried about them. The Browns, Steelers may lose a game to them, but as far as like challenging the Steelers for a playoff spot or the AFC North title, not worried. We are a month into the season, and it really feels like the Steelers, the AFC North is theirs to lose. And that's a little bit scary because I feel like we did the same song and dance last year where it was theirs to lose, and they did just that. Is this a repeat of last year, Jack? Or do we think there's actually a chance right now? The Steelers currently plus 165 to win the division on DraftKings, second highest odds. The Ravens are still the heavy favorites.
We kind of discussed this on Sunday's episode, and I guess my answer will be it does definitely feel eerily similar to last year, how they went up to an early division lead only to blow it to the Ravens on Christmas and end up losing in the first round to the Ravens. But I guess it feels a little bit different because, once again, I trust Aaron Rodgers more than I did Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. and I guess the defense has shown that they're gluing a little bit after looking awful the first 3 games. But with these pieces the defense added, it should theoretically be better than it was last year, and the offense should also be better than it was last year under Aaron Rodgers' command. So I'm going to go out and I'm going to say the Steelers actually do win the division this year. That's my prediction.
Wow. We have Jack, who predicted not the Steelers, who predicted the Ravens to win 14 games.
15
games. He predicted them to win 15 games.
That prediction already bricked. It's week 4. Or what?
Yeah. Guys, we have Jack, the biggest Steelers hater maybe ever, saying the Steelers are winning the division. It might be real. It might be real this time. I know I've said that I don't want to drink the Kool-Aid as much as I did last year, because after they beat the Commanders, I was all in. I was convinced that they had it. They had the division, and it felt like they were really going to take control and be able to host a playoff game. And we all know what happened at the end of last season with that collapse. But is it any different this year? I think it's a little bit different, but I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid quite yet. We started just a month ago. I want to take a deep breath. Ravens are still a really good football team. If the Steelers and Ravens played on a neutral field and Lamar Jackson's fully healthy, what do you think the spread is on that game?
6.5.
For who?
The Ravens.
Exactly. I just think the Ravens are better.
They might fall in a big enough hole. I just think they might fall in a big enough hole that even though they're the better team, I don't know if they'll be able to climb out of it.
Because
in the span of the amount of games they'll have.
Here's what's going to happen though. The Steelers, they're 3-1 right now. Walk with me now. Browns and Bengals, they'll go 1-1 in those games, so they're 4-2. You're still feeling pretty good. All right. Packers, Colts, Chargers. They're all legit teams. They could be 3 losses. You don't. Who's not legit there? The Colts. The Colts.
I think the Colts. I don't think the Colts are that legit.
Colts are a good.
I don't think you put them in the same breath as the Packers and the Chargers. I'll say that. I think the Packers and the Chargers are both a tier above the Colts at least.
Yeah, I still think the Colts will give the Steelers a game.
Is that game in Indy or at home?
It is at home.
Okay, we win.
Okay, if you want to say that. So, ultimate doomer scenario, we go 1-2 in that 3-game stretch. So that would make us 5-4. We'll play the Bengals. We're splitting with the Bengals, so
I don't know.
Flip a coin right there.
I don't know.
Dude,
they look so bad.
They're bad, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I think my prediction is we split with the Browns, sweep the Bengals.
Okay.
That's what I'm guessing. Dude, that offense with Brown, it just looks so unbelievably bad. They've scored the last 2 weeks? 10 points?
Yeah, I think Jake Browning has 1 passing touchdown. And they play the Lions this week. What's the spread on that one?
What's the spread? 13. Where is the game?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I bet you the spread's out. I'm going to look right now that you mention it.
Yeah. Let me know. And then we have the Bears, Bills, Ravens stretch. The end of November into December.
That's tough too, but
it's
in Cincinnati. What do you think it is?
Lions 8.5.
10.5.
Oh my god.
In Cincy.
10.5 road favorites.
Yeah, and how many points worse do you think we are than the Lions if we're both playing the Bengals on the road? I'd say we're 5.5 point favorites in that game.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna find out here in a couple weeks how many point favorites we are.
We are gonna find out here in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
You are right about that.
Thursday nighter against the Bengals. That one I'm terrified for. I'm terrified for. Man. I still have PTSD of the Jameis Winston snow game from last year, where we all thought that was an easy dub, and it wasn't, because that was the George Pickens crash out game. That was the game Russell Wilson couldn't throw the football. Really, I guess it's not his fault. And we also had Najee Harris at running back.
That was the biggest trap game of all time. That was the biggest trap game ever. Terrible conditions, on the road, divisional opponent on Thursday night. Like, it just felt like such a bad spot. I do like going down this rabbit hole of spreads. The spread is available for Steelers Browns next week too. If
That
you want to
is
guess
at
what it is
home.
in Pittsburgh, yeah.
I'm going to say Steelers. I feel like I'm being a little bit too confident here because it's a division game. Is it 6.5?
It's 5.5.
Okay.
Which implies that we're a half-point underdog in Cleveland.
Really?
Which is interesting, yeah.
That is very interesting.
I do like going down that rabbit hole. I don't think the Browns are as bad as advertised, just because their defense is pretty damn good.
They're not, and they're going to play better because it's a division game, and weird shit's going to happen. This is what I'm saying, dude. We haven't played any of our division games yet. Those games are like
I hate that they're making us wait
flips.
so long to play a division game.
Everybody was on the boat of like the Chargers got screwed having to play 3 division opponents right out of the gate. No,
I disagree.
I would love that. I think that's awesome. I think that's good because look, they're so far ahead right now. I mean, it doesn't feel that way because the Chiefs are 1 game behind them and they look really good. But at the same time, the Chargers have that win over them already, and they don't play them again until late in the season. But I like having the early lead in the division. I like playing division opponents early. I wish the Steelers would play the Ravens week 1. Actually,
yeah, I agree with that.
Maybe not.
Actually, I wish we played them. I wish we played them week 5.
Yes.
If we're doing
I wish we played them right now. I
wish we played them week 5 and week 6.
And then after that tough stretch of Bengals, Bears, Bills, Ravens, we have Dolphins, which in theory should be a win. And then to end the season, it's Lions, Browns, Ravens. I want to say that it feels like it's the Steelers' division to lose. I don't know, dude. There's too many coin flip games. It gets pretty damn
tough at the end of the year.
There's too many coin flip games. I can't say that I have full confidence
here's what I'll say.
That the Steelers win the division.
Last year, if you would have said we play the Lions, Lions, like those, well, not that they're in a row, that doesn't matter. That's not the point I'm making. But last year against the Bills, Lions, or Ravens, I'd be like, literally no shot we win. This year, like the Bills this week play at home against the Pats, and the spread's like 6.5. Like, I don't think that's and it's at home. We play them at home. I don't think that game is like an auto loss per se. Like, I don't think any team is like so ridiculously good that they're just not gonna lose to the Steelers at Acrisure.
I agree. I get what you're saying. It's basically like last year it was more of, well, this team, like their record is really good, but deep down we know like, hey, this is kind of the same shit we've seen for the last couple of years. It feels like they're a ticking time bomb. I don't get that from this year's team. I think I have more confidence in general in this team. Like, even on the road against the Chargers Sunday night, I think the Steelers could win that game. I think they will? Maybe, maybe not. But I feel more confident than I would have, like, say, last year in this one, where you make a very good point. That Bills game, if we saw that last year, even if it was at home, we'd be like, oh, no fucking shot. We're losing that game.
Like last year, we went into that stretch, the KC, Philly, Baltimore stretch, and nobody thought we were going to win any of those games. Yeah. We didn't.
But, like, the stretch this year, I don't know. There's still a lot of coin tosses. I definitely feel more confident in this team, though. The defense is coming together. It did its best job yet against the Vikings, even though Carson Wentz had 350 yards passing. He was just throwing that bitch down the field. Steelers offense, obviously, say what you want about it. They have the best quarterback they've had in the last half decade. The running game looks good somehow, some way, with Jalen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell being the centerpiece of an offense, neither of which are top 20 running backs in the National Football League at the current moment in time. So I think Jack makes a really good point in the fact that generally you feel more confident about the Steelers. But my point, there are too many of these coin flip games where, I don't know, I just don't know how it's going to end. Not that the Ravens schedule really opens up for them at the end, though. I don't know, like they play us twice. That's what it's going to come down to, is those 2 games between the Steelers, Ravens, December 7th and January 4th. Ravens towards the end of the year, they have some gimme games against the well, I don't even know that I call the Patriots a gimme anymore. They play the Browns, which in theory they should win. Dolphins they should win. Texans, I don't know. That's this weekend. Ravens Texans. That seems
Is
like a
the
winnable game for Baltimore, even though they're not fully
yeah,
healthy.
the spread's like the Texans are favored by like a point.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
The schedule doesn't.
Is that game against Baltimore week 18 at home?
That is a great question. It is at Acrisure Stadium, yes.
Dude, please let that game decide the division. Please. Oh, that would be awesome.
Oh, I don't know if I can do that.
Like
Oh my
theoretically,
God.
the fact that a game against Lamar Jackson decides the division is probably a bad thing, but it would be so hype.
That would be awesome. But that would also require the Ravens to dig themselves out of a hole here pretty early. Schedule doesn't open up for the Ravens either. It doesn't get easy. They have some wins on there, definitely. But I don't know. I'm going to go against the grain. I don't think Steelers. Is it the Steelers' division to lose? I'd say no at this point. It's still up in the air. I think it's a little bit too early. Side note: when Jack and I were doing the mock draft, I pulled up the Tankathon mock draft just to see what was going on. Lenore Sellers went number 1 to the New Orleans Saints, and blah 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 blah. You skip all the way down to the Steelers picking at 27. Actually, let's start at pick 26 with the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts get Dante Moore, and the Steelers at number 27 overall select Drew Aller out of Penn State. Guys, I keep saying this to like Jack and like all of our friends in group chats and everything. I'm not doing the Drew Aller gimmick if he's the Steelers quarterback. I'm sorry. I'm sure there's Penn State fans that listen, and I'm sure there's Penn State fans that even agree with me out there. I'm not doing the gimmick. I want to like Drew Aller as a prospect. I get the like prototypical size, his arms pretty cool. Nothing I've seen from him so far is like, yep, that guy's a first rounder. It feels like this is the Penn State Kenny Pickett at this point. This is the thing. This is where
Here's
Penn State fans
Kenny
are going to
Pickett
mock
actually
it.
played a year of good football.
Wow.
If you think about it that way, I mean, Kenny Pickett actually showed that he could like play football or play quarterback at a high level in college. Drew Aller has not shown that.
Oh my God. How old is Drew Aller? Is Drew Aller old?
He's what, junior? No, he might be a senior actually.
He's not nearly as... Oh, he's 21.
Oh, yeah, he's young.
Not nearly as old as Pickett. By the way, did you see Drew Aller's Instagram messages?
Yes.
Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
If you don't know...
Least Tame State College resident.
If you don't know what we're talking about, I can't say it on this podcast. Probably wouldn't be good. But if you go on Twitter and you search up Drew Aller text, I'm not recommending it, not condoning it. Just go ahead and do it.
I am recommending
It's
it.
interesting. Drew Aller has a girlfriend too. He's had a girlfriend for like years and years and years. This is the Penn State Kenny Pickett. Didn't Kenny Pickett also cheat on Amy? Allegedly.
We're not trying to start anything here.
Kenny and Amy Pickett, friends of the program. They listen on the weekly. Allegedly. Zach Gentry, right? Remember that incident?
Yeah, I don't even know, how did that start? Like who?
I don't know who started that. I think was it a Twitter rumor or like?
I don't know.
What was the source?
I remember trying to look on Twitter for it. I didn't see anything. We've gone so far off the rails here.
We have gone. This is the bye week. This is no Steelers football. This is the content you're tuning in for. Is who started the Zach Gentry rumor. If you know who started the Zach Gentry rumor, please let us know. I would love to know. Would love to know. Next topic of discussion on our brave Pittsburgh Steelers. Everybody has turned on Pat Freiermuth. Everybody is collectively agreeing that the Pat Freiermuth contract sucks, and Pat Freiermuth may not be a top 2 tight end on the roster. Who had that first, I wonder? Guys, Jack and I were on this podcast after Pat Freiermuth signed that extension, said it's horrible. He's not good. Just a bad contract. $48 million for a guy that is a replacement level tight end. I'm on my Instagram channel. I don't know what the hell it's called. September 6th, 2024. I posted in that channel that's a lot of money for a pretty middle of the pack tight end, in my opinion. 98 thumbs down emojis, 45 LGBT flag emojis, 6 clown emojis, 4 nerd emojis, 4 dick emojis, 4 angry face emojis, 5 poop emojis. Yeah, people didn't like that one. Also, let's fast forward a little bit. August 20th, 2025. Guys, this is just over a month ago. Just over a month ago, by the way. There was the whole rumor before the Terry McLaurin extension that the Commanders and McLaurin were having, some disputes. He might get traded, he might not, who knows. Rumored trade proposal that the Washington Commanders came to the Steelers with. Pat Freiermuth in a second-round pick for Terry McLaurin. And everybody disliked that one. Nobody wanted to do that.
In fairness, Terry McLaurin doesn't necessarily look like he was worth a second-round pick and all that money.
Fair.
But the reasoning for why it was a bad trade for most people was incorrect.
Yes, I would agree with that. I think in general, I view Pat Freiermuth as basically a zero. I mean, what can you realistically get for him in a trade?
Dude, he played less snaps than Connor Hayward on Sunday.
Let me ask you guys this. I actually put out a Twitter poll. I don't know if you saw it, Jack. It was, who is a better football player, Darnell Washington or Pat Freiermuth? It was 4 hours ago I tweeted that. 47 votes, 85% say Darnell Washington is a better football player than Pat Freiermuth. If you posted 100%. That, I absolutely agree too. I think the 15% of people that were voting Pat Freiermuth, what are you doing? Give it up at this point. It gets to a point. Hawk.
It gets to a point.
It gets to a point, guys. I don't know. Darnell Washington, he should be playing more snaps than Pat Freiermuth at this point.
Yes.
I think he should, for blocking purposes, for receiving purposes at this point.
He's clearly capable out there in the receiving game.
Yeah. This is why, again, the Jonnu Smith trade, Jonnu's the best tight end on the team. I don't think anybody will debate that currently. It didn't make sense. It never, the fit never really made sense. Obviously there's the Arthur Smith connection, but why did the Steelers need another tight end? The tight end room is so crowded, it's impossible for Arthur Smith to keep everybody happy and get them targets. And it's just objectively funny that the 7th highest paid tight end in the National Football League is the odd man out in the Steelers tight end room. He's effectively the tight end 3 at best in the Steelers tight end.
Apparently he's the tight end 4, according to the snap count from last game. Played the 4th most snaps out of the tight ends.
If you're not better than Connor Hayward, if you're not out snapping Connor Hayward, it might be time to pack it up. It just might be time.
I don't know if you saw this, but the Steelers depth chart does now list Jonnu Smith as the starting tight end over Pat Freiermuth.
It should have from the beginning.
Yes.
If anything, Jonnu Smith needs more targets.
You think if Donald Parham gets healthy next year, he replaces Pat Freiermuth too?
That's a good question. That'll be my next tweet. I'll take a page out of Andrew Filipponi's book. Shout out, friend of the program.
Shout out.
Who is a better football player, Donald Parham or Pat Freiermuth? I don't think you guys want to know my answer to that one.
Maybe the Jonnu trade was because the Steelers realized that Pat Freiermuth is just not good.
But at the same time, Omar extended him not even a year ago at this point.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think the fit never really made sense. That's just my whole point here. And I'm glad that if that's their reasoning, we realize Pat Freiermuth sucks. That's awesome. You're paying him for 2 more years after this. What are you even doing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Agree.
That's our Pat Freiermuth talk. So current Steelers tight end room power rankings, I guess, go Jonnu Smith, Darnell Washington, Connor Hayward, and Pat Freiermuth. We'll do a little 3A, 3B with Connor Hayward and Pat Freiermuth. We'll see if Pat Freiermuth can move his way up after the bye. Good for him. Good for Also, I don't know if you saw Mark Caboli tweeted that it was a long quote from Arthur Smith, like a minute and a half video. Caboli was basically like, "Oh, is Roman Wilson going to have to step up with Calvin Austin out?" And Arthur Smith went on like a minute and a half rant about literally nothing. Literally nothing. Did not mention Roman Wilson at all. He was like, it's going to be a collection of guys, and something that I really like, and like just droned on and
About
went
the
off
team is,
topic.
we're just next guy up, and we got a lot of guys that could be the next guy up. Just
Yep.
yeah.
We
The
have a
Mike
good
Tomlin
collection of
school
guys.
saying
It's
nothing.
gonna be a lot of guys that have to step up and make a collective effort. And our goal at the end of the day is to win games. That's basically it. It's
He went
the
to
Mike
the Mike
Tomlin.
Tomlin school of talking for 2 minutes and saying nothing.
Yep, he went to the Mike Tomlin school of wasting third round picks, just letting them sit on fire. I mean, they've spent a third round pick on offense the last 2 years, and they don't play either of them.
Yep.
Either of them.
Yep.
Caleb Johnson. Who's more of a lost cause, Roman Wilson or Caleb Johnson? Final Steelers question before we talk college football.
Roman Wilson is more of a lost cause at this point.
I don't know. There might be a light at the end of the tunnel for Roman Wilson.
Dude,
although
Caleb
it
Johnson
might
touched the ball 6 times last game.
That's true. That's more than Roman Wilson has in his entire career. You might be right.
It is.
The light at the end of the tunnel for Roman Wilson may just be the train coming right at you to hit you in the face.
Is he at this moment technically the Steelers wide receiver too?
I don't think.
No, they
is.
have Ben Skoranek listed as a starter.
Oh god! You know what? Shout out Ben Skoranek. I was kicking myself because I said, who did I say was the most underrated Steeler? Was it Nick Herbig? I don't know who I said.
Yeah, you said Herbig.
I think he's more well known. Ben Skoranek's really underrated too. That guy can hoop. That guy just he's not
a special teamer.
He could play literally any position on the field, and Mike Tomlin loves that shit.
Yeah.
He could play defense, he could play offense, he could play special teams, whatever you want him to do. He's a great blocker. Love Ben Skoranek. He's a guy that Arthur Smith.
He's an Arthur Smith guy.
He is.
Yeah.
He is.
Skoranek and James Pierre are like Kobe and Shaq on special teams. It's like two best gunners in the nation.
The James Pierre Beanie Bishop debates of August 2025. Where were you?
I hope I never have to hear the name Beanie Bishop ever again because people just don't understand how you build a roster.
Beanie Bishop was good that one time, his rookie year. Listen, guys, I agree. WVU legend. The old undersized slot corner that physically cannot play outside in the National Football League.
Or physically play anywhere on the football field because he's just not good. Anyway.
That will conclude Steelers talk for the Steelers bye week. Glad we got in 20 minutes or so, whatever we got in on that. We got to talk college football. At this current moment in time, the Ohio State Buckeyes are the number 1 team in the nation, closely followed by the Oregon Ducks, the Miami Hurricanes at number 3, Ole Miss at number 4, and Oklahoma to round out the top 5 without their starting quarterback, John Mateer, who is a big name to watch as far as the draft is concerned. But Jack, who do we think is the best team in the nation right now? I look at the top 5, I look at the top 10, and I think Miami's number 3. I don't know. That feels bound to collapse at some point here.
It feels like more parity this year than usual.
Yeah.
It feels like those top teams aren't as dominant as they usually are. I think at this exact moment, I'd pick Oregon as the best team in the country simply off that win in Happy Valley during the whiteout. They kind of had Drew Aller seeing ghosts, which I guess isn't that hard to do. But I thought they played a clean football game, and I think they have the best quarterback in the country in Dante Moore. He looked amazing in that game. I would say Ohio State if I had more confidence in Julian Sayin, but at this exact point in time, I don't. So I'm going to go with Oregon for now.
I agree. I think my Dante Moore take, this is like draft, this is college football, like all in one. You guys know, when this is always going to be my example. The big thing, one of my big gripes with Kenny Pickett was people were like, oh, he just has it. You can tell he has the moments in big games. He was fourth quarter. He has the it factor. And that always pissed me off because I'm not a person that necessarily believes in oh, he's just like got it, dude. Like you don't get it. You just gotta watch. Like after watching that whiteout game, like Dante Moore like made me believe because the whiteout, I hope people understand that's not an environment you go in and you just like throw the ball around the way he did. I had never seen anybody play in Penn State at night, the whiteout game, quite like he did, where he's just taking, I mean, there's 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter, the game is tied, and he's still pushing the ball down the field like 30 yards into one of the best defensive secondaries in the entire nation in Penn State. This guy has stones. He was a gamer. He was laser focused. It did remind me a little bit of like Jaden Daniels his rookie year. The way not necessarily not calling Dante Moore Jaden Daniels. I know that's good. That's going to be the thing everybody's going to point at. Not calling him that. Just the way that like no matter what the score was, no matter what the situation was, like you could tell like it didn't faze him at all. He's a stone cold killer. And I'm a person that hates when that kind of narrative is thrown on players. But I do believe that Dante Moore has it.
He's got that dog in him.
He really does. It's a little bit of he has that dog in him, but like I saw it. Like I saw it happen in that hostile environment against a really good team in Penn State. And when you talk about where all of these teams are right now, there's a lot of parity, and the 12-team playoff is definitely to thank for that a little bit. I feel like it's more evenly spread out among those top 12 teams. I just trust Dante Moore in Oregon because I think their quarterback's playing the best right now. And I know that's the easy way out, but I mean, Julian Sayin, what do we really know about him as a player? He was able to beat Texas with Arch Manning, who turned into a pumpkin that game.
How many points did they score in that game? 14?
Yeah. What do we really know about Julian Sayin at this current moment in time?
Yeah.
Carson Beck in Miami. Listen,
Beck's not bad. It's just like he can't be the starting quarterback on a national championship winning team unless it would be like one of those ridiculous Georgia defenses or Alabama teams. Like
he's going to fuck up eventually because Miami, as good as they have been, they don't stick out to me as like, you're right, they don't have that signature defense like Georgia has. They don't have that, I don't know. It just feels like they're going to find themselves in a situation where Carson Beck's going to have to play hero ball, and that's not good. They're also in the ACC. I am an avid ACC hater and wouldn't be shocked if Miami lost the game to like even Pitt. I know you talked about that.
Bad. It's real bad again this year at the ACC. I mean, Clemson's not good either. Miami is going to drop a game at some point, and it's going to be to a team that they shouldn't, and it like low-key like probably will be Pitt. Pitt's going to win like 5 games. They'll beat Miami at home at the end of the year because they always do some shit like that. This is I don't want to talk about Pitt football though. There's nothing to talk about.
I don't want to talk about WVU football. I wonder how many people out there actually watch WVU football. First of all, don't do that to yourself. Just don't do. I don't watch them. I'm not watching Rich Rod football. I won't do it. I watched the Pitt game. That was awesome. They won't win a game the rest of the season. I'm so serious. They won't.
You're probably right. They are. That makes me more pissed off that we lost to them because, dude, they are so bad.
That's
like,
what makes it.
There's no way we're a worse football team than WVU. Yeah. There's no way.
The only thing people will remember is that Rich Rod in his first year back beat Pitt. That is all people will care about. I promise you, they will act like everything's fine when Rich Rod was hired because nobody else wanted the job. Nobody else wanted the job.
Yep. I mean, how long do you give him before he's either fired or resigns himself?
I wouldn't have even hired him, so I'm very biased. I think if, let's say for the sake of the argument, they don't win a game the rest of the season, they go 2-10 with wins over Pitt and who the hell did they beat? I don't even know who the hell they beat week 1. Robert Morris. How could I forget?
RMU.
The Colonials. So they beat both Pittsburgh teams and nobody else. I mean, the seat's hot at that point, in my opinion. I'd like to think he gets no more than like, he might get off with another year where like he sucks, but I think things get real ugly. I think it's going to be 3 full seasons before they realize like, yeah, this isn't going to work out. And my favorite Rich Rod excuse is, hey, he doesn't have all his guys, give him time. He took all his guys from Jacksonville State. The problem is we're running Jacksonville State out there with some WVU players. That's the issue. It's objectively the worst Power 5 team in college football right now. It
It's
just
never
is.
Stanford.
They haven't been ranked since Will Greer was the quarterback.
That's kind of crazy to think about.
They're the out of all the Power 5 conferences, all the Power 5 teams, WVU has the longest drought of being
Since being
not a ranked football
really.
team. Yeah,
Wow,
longest drought.
that's wild. Like I
So how's
complain about
Pitt
Pitt
doing?
like crazy. Yeah, because I mean they suck. Though I think it's kind of overblown. The problem is the team is definitely talented enough to be one of the better teams in the ACC. It's just the head coach is a complete moron, and Eli Holstein is terrible. Those are the two big problems. Also, the offensive line's pretty bad, but like it doesn't excuse Holstein's play. I mean, some of these reads, the student section for Pitt games is like right behind the goalpost, and we're on our own like 10
Awesome
yard
student
line.
section. Awesome
In
student
Holstein,
section.
it's always a good student section, and you can just see the play develop. And this linebacker is standing in the middle of the field the entire play for like 4 seconds, and Holstein just drops back and just throws it to him. And like you could see it, there was like a groan as soon as he released the ball because you knew it was coming. I don't know what he was looking at out there. He is so bad. You know how bad you have to be to get benched mid game for Pat Narduzzi? He never does that ever. He wouldn't bench Phil Dracovic. Yeah, big problems. Holstein's going to transfer to like Louisiana Lafayette, and I'm going to be incredibly happy.
I thought Eli Holstein was him after last year's backyard brawl.
I did too. Because he was really good in that game and really good for a couple weeks.
He was awesome. It was really
I don't know
good
what
game.
happened.
I don't know what happened in that game either. I chose to block it out of my memory. But some other things as we look down the current rankings. Big Indiana at number 8. Kurt Signetti has done it again. They play Oregon on October 11th. That's going to be so much fun. That's going to be a good one. At
Where's
what
that game
point at Oregon?
Ooh.
I wonder what the
That
spread
feels like a
is on
massacre
that
waiting
one.
to happen.
Yeah, that doesn't feel good for Indiana, who I want.
Oh,
to
can we
like.
talk about the fact that Illinois got to 9 in the country before they lost by like 60 to Indiana? That might have been
Yeah.
the most ridiculous ranking of all time. Like nobody
they?
thought Illinois was that good.
Are they still ranked? Oh,
Yeah, they are, and they just beat USC. So
that's fair. That's a top 25 win. But it does feel like, again, you get down to like past 15 in these rankings, and it's like Vanderbilt, like, give me a break. Georgia Tech, all right. Florida State, give me a break. Mizzou, give me a break. Notre Dame, 2-2, come on.
Notre Dame's 2-2, but I think they're probably better than where they're ranked.
I don't know. Who do they lose to? Texas A&M and Miami.
Yeah, 2 good teams.
Those are the 2 best teams on their schedule by far, though, probably.
Yeah.
So Notre Dame might be able to sneak in as a 2-loss independent because they didn't play anybody else. Am I doing this right? They played Boise State, NC State, USC, Boston College,
Boise
Navy.
State might be the best team left on their schedule.
Navy, Pitt, Syracuse,
Pitt,
and
yeah.
Stanford. They're not losing. They're winning out. They're winning out, and they're going to make the playoff. This is what
I will say. Pitt is beating
hate.
one of Notre Dame or Miami because both those games are at home. They're going to beat one of them. I don't know which one it's going to be.
I fucking hate watching Notre Dame. I can't stand Notre Dame. But they're going to win out with the schedule, and if they don't, they should be ashamed of themselves.
They should be forced to play in the ACC.
Yes, I agree.
Or
the
play
worst
in
Power
a
5 conference. Just play in one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else on college football you want to talk about? Heisman pick at this current moment. I feel like we've just done.
Everybody knows. Yeah.
We've done a Dante Moore Glaze Fest. It just, I don't know, man.
It feels like the obvious pick.
Is anybody going to beat Oregon?
Do they play Ohio State?
Indiana has a chance? That is a great question. I'm sure they do.
That'll be a fun game. The problem is the Big Ten. There's like 29 teams in the Big Ten, so like,
yeah,
you can't play everybody every year.
They do not play Ohio State this year. After Indiana, They have Rutgers, Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota,
Jesus
USC,
Christ.
Washington.
Holy shit. Yeah, they might go
So,
undefeated.
assuming they beat Indiana, they should roll. I mean, USC and Washington are no pushovers by any means, but Oregon should handle the rest of their schedule, assuming they beat Indiana at home. And then they'll have a date with presumably the Ohio State Buckeyes in the Big Ten championship game.
Yeah.
But both of those, I do like. I'm so glad. This was my biggest gripe with the college football playoff last season. They're actually doing the seeding right. They're not letting these fuck-ass teams like Boise State and Arizona State get a bye. That was an abomination last year.
That was terrible. Dude,
That was
Penn
really,
State,
really bad.
Penn State getting to play Boise State in the second round last year was just brutal. SMU and Boise State to open it up, that was so bad.
SMU and Boise State, and that's why they had all this hype going into this year. That's why they were like, everybody thought this was the year for Penn State and Drew Aller. It doesn't feel like it again. It feels like it's already gone. I can't lie.
James Franklin's biggest win in his Penn State tenure is SMU.
They will probably make the playoff, but like very matchup dependently, they might win a game. But I'm not.
I don't know, man.
Winning the national championship.
They can't afford a loss outside of Ohio State because they're losing that one.
Who do they play?
What's their next toughest game on the schedule that's not Ohio State?
They have UCLA this weekend, Northwestern.
They're going to hammer them. They're going to
Iowa.
Them. It's Iowa on the road.
Yes.
That's a sneaky test.
Really?
That's like a rite of passage in the Big Ten is handling Iowa on the road.
And then, oh no, they play at Ohio State.
Yeah, they're getting killed in that game.
Oh no. And then, Indiana. Ooh.
Where's that game at?
Beaver Stadium.
Yeah, they're lucky that game's at home.
Damn. Michigan State, Nebraska, Rutgers.
Yeah, Jesus.
They're gonna make the fucking playoff.
Why does the Big Ten suck?
They're gonna make the fucking playoff.
Yeah, they probably
That's
will.
such bullshit. Whatever, dude. Who cares? I don't like people who have good college football teams. That's not fun. All I care about is my brave Pittsburgh Steelers.
Nothing pisses me off more than a great college football roster that employs a terrible quarterback as their starter. It's always frustrating.
I mean, who do we have that is a great college football team employs a terrible starter? Miami,
Texas, Ohio State, Miami, Penn
Ohio State.
No, I guess Beck's not terrible. Yeah, Pitt.
Pitt, like, no, Miami is. I'm not in on Miami.
I'm not in on Miami either. I just wouldn't necessarily say Beck is on the level of Drew Aller.
Yeah, I'd agree, I guess. Does Miami play anybody?
No.
Dude, that's bullshit. Holy shit, that's fucking bullshit. They're play Florida State this weekend. Florida State, all right. I think they win that game. Wait, where is it? Where is it?
Yeah, that's important.
Ooh, it's in Florida State.
Ooh.
That
could be an interesting one.
That could. But let's assume they win on the road. They're cruising.
Yeah.
Louisville, Stanford,
I think even
SMU,
if they lose that game, they're fine.
Cuse, NC State, Virginia Tech, Pitt. They should be 11-1 in the ACC championship. Probably go to the playoff regardless. Yeah. And then it's going to be the same song and dance. It'll probably be, I hate to be like this, but this is really what college football is. It's going to be some combination of Ohio State and or Oregon winning the national championship, most likely.
Yeah.
Unless you really believe in Ole Miss at this point, who's 5-0, the top of the SEC. No? No Austin Simmons?
No.
None of that backup? No? Lane
Don't
Kiffin?
trust him enough.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Did you see the Lane Kiffin E60 where he talked about how in 2007 when he was the Raiders head coach, he wanted to take Calvin Johnson over Jamarcus Russell, and Al Davis just told him no and took Jamarcus Russell anyways.
That's funny.
Lane Kiffin got it right. I'd like to see him get a head coaching job. I was also talking about this. Brian Flores. How many coaching offers do you think he's going to get? I
A
feel like
lot.
he's the biggest, like, yeah, he's going to get a job. I think of the next cycle, right?
Yeah, I
I
would think
like
so.
I don't know. McCarthy is a name that I know comes up a lot. Mike McCarthy in the Big 2-5. Are we doing that still? I don't know, man. But Brian Flores is going to be the guy of the coaching cycle. I feel
Taylor
like
Austin.
Terrell Austin is great. If any team out there is looking for a head coach, boy oh boy, I have someone for you. His name's Terrell
Yes,
Austin, and he runs a great defense. A great defense that, yes, definitely isn't paid 150 some $1 million to.
correct.
Yeah. Yep. All right. That will conclude college football talk and the Steelers bye week breakdown. We will kick it to ourselves momentarily to break down everything that happened in week number 5 of the NFL season.
All right, week number 5 in the NFL has concluded, and we will be doing our weekly recap. As always, we'll start off with the Sunday night football game that just concluded before our very eyes. There are no more undefeated teams as the Buffalo Bills drop a game to the New England Patriots. 23-20 final score here makes that Steelers win against the Patriots look a little bit better, right? Although that was an ugly game all around for the Steelers, both sides of the ball. But nonetheless, Drake May looked really good. Stephon Diggs looked really good. I thought he was making some really sharp cuts. He looked, cleaner as a route runner. He's got back-to-back 100-yard games. I don't even know if it's Unk still got it. I don't think Unk ever left. Stephon Diggs still has it. And Drake May looked really good in this one. And I don't know how much you can really blame on Josh Allen necessarily. I don't think he played a bad game. He wasn't out of this world good. But at the same time, it just felt like a weird game. The Patriots matched up with the Bills oddly really well, and there are no more undefeated teams in the NFL.
Yeah, that's. I feel like that's got to be a rare occurrence where after week 5 there are no undefeated
Yeah.
teams left. I feel like almost every year some team gets to 5-0. But yeah, Drake May looks like an absolute stud, or at least did the last couple hours. That is such an impressive win. When not that Stephon Diggs is bad, but that receiving core is not good. I mean, Diggs is pretty solid, but like there's not much else to write home about. And he was consistently making plays and not making mistakes against a very good Bills team. So that's an impressive road win, especially when the Bills are the odds-on Super Bowl favorites.
Also, side note, I absolutely despise Mike Vrabel. I hate him. I can't stand it. I don't get it. Jack, I don't get it. How many more Ramondre Stevenson fumbles is it going to take for them to take him off the fucking field? How many more times Antonio Gibson got hurt and you think, oh, maybe Travion Henderson will get more run? No, the Patriots will probably go out and sign somebody to replace, Antonio Gibson and really give Ramondre Stevenson more of a rest so they don't have to put Travion Henderson back on the field. Interestingly enough, Henderson actually led the Patriots on the ground this game. 6 carries for 24 yards. Good for him. But Ramondre fucking Stevenson, even after the fumble, gets the goal line work. 7 carries, 14 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's bullshit, dude. It just pisses me off. And I know nobody cares about your dynasty team. Somebody actually commented they want us to do a dynasty pod. We should do that. Let me know if you want to do that. Anybody else? Anybody else out there? We have one person that said that. So maybe one person that cares. Side note, I just don't fucking get it. I don't know what more he has to do.
You know what? You know what the funny thing about Antonio Gibson getting hurt was is you know what he did on the play that he got hurt? He fumbled too.
He fumbled.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know who recovered the fumble? Take a guess who fumbled.
Henderson.
Travion Henderson.
I'm in no way making light of Antonio Gibson's injury because he was in tears getting carted off the field. But the point is these guys just fumble and fumble and fumble. And Travion Henderson legitimately never fumbled in his career at Ohio State, and they spent high draft capital on him, and they just refused to put him on the field. It is incredibly strange. And it would be different if the running back ahead of him was somebody that was better than Ramondre Stevenson. But Ramondre Stevenson, not good. So there's like 2 possibilities. He's in the doghouse for some reason with Vrabel, or he's just not good, which I don't know if that's the case, but I don't think it is. It's weird.
I don't know how you can tell that he sucks. Like maybe it is completely
It's impossible to.
It is completely possible at this point that like, you know, we can pull the card of, hey, the coaches see him in practice every day. They know who's better out there. But at the same time, fucking play the kid. That's the motto. That's what me and Jack want to see. We want to see the rookies out there. Travion Henderson deserves a shot just as much as anybody else, and probably more so than anybody else at this point. I mean, Ramondre Stevenson and Antonio Gibson both have track records of sucking. As soon as, you know, tonight, like a couple hours ago, we saw them, multiple examples of them both sucking. Obviously hope Antonio Gibson is okay and his injury is not serious. But I mean, just, yeah, you made a good point about the receiving core. Not good. Diggs, 10 catches, 146. And then the next highest receiving total was Hunter Henry. 2 catches, 46 yards. He fucking killed the Steelers a couple weeks ago. I believe he had like 89 yards, 2 touchdowns on like 10 catches or something.
Yeah, it
like
felt
that.
like it was Gronk out there. It was ridiculous.
Insane. And you know what it was for Buffalo tonight? James Cook never got going. 49 yards for him, under 4 yards a carry, close to 3 yards a carry. Not good at all. Also, Dalton Kincaid, 6 catches, 108 yards. What the fuck is going on there? Dalton Kincaid decided to be good at football. I don't get it. He was so garbage last year. I get players can grow, but it really seemed Dalton Kincaid was dead in the water after last year. He's had a really solid season so far.
Kincaid is so inconsistent. He's like,
It's weird.
That's the thing. I would say Kincaid, but it's kind of all those tight ends outside of like, I don't even know how many. How many consistent tight ends are there in the NFL? I mean, you got Trey McBride, Bowers, and at this point, like that's about as far as I'd go.
That might just about be it. Like Laporta isn't very consistent.
Laporta is not consistent.
David Njoku, I would, but like honestly,
yeah, he's been pretty bad this year too.
He had a good game today.
He was good today.
Very up and down.
You know why? Because I cut him in fantasy after
exactly.
holding on to him for 4 weeks, and I cut him, and now he's playing well. But
exactly, Jake Ferguson, I think.
Ferguson's consistent. Yes, there's the third.
Yeah,
maybe Darren Waller.
Darren Waller. I want to talk about him a little bit. I just think I have a Darren Waller take. I think he's just good, but we'll save that for a little bit. But yeah, Patriots 23, Bills 20. Not overly concerned about the Bills. Obviously, no one's concerned about the Bills. Patriots, I think Jack and I said like, oh, like they're a feisty team, but like, will they make any noise for the playoffs? I don't know. Do we want to pull out the Patriots schedule? Do we want to see like, is there a shot?
I would say I would bet my life on the fact that they don't make any noise in the playoffs. I just don't think that roster is complete enough.
Who knows?
I mean, I think that it's possible they sneak into the playoffs. It's definitely possible. I don't see them like actually.
All right. Wow.
I don't think it gets to a point where we're like, wow, the Patriots could really go on a run here. I don't think it's going to happen.
All right. Riddle me this one here. I'll let you answer these. Patriots are 3-2 right now. Next weekend they have the Saints. Win or loss?
They're probably going to win. The Saints are pretty bad.
4-2. Next weekend, after that, they have the Tennessee Titans.
Probably a win.
5-2. Weekend after that, they have the Cleveland Browns.
I will say it's probably a win, but I will say if you had to, like, gun to my head, I would say they go 1-2. Or no, 2-1. 2-1, sorry. They go 2-1 in those 3 games. I think they drop 1.
It could be 6-2 New England Patriots heading into a game against the Atlanta Falcons. Then it does get a little bit tougher for them, I guess. Well, they have to play the Buccaneers, then they play the Jets, Bengals, Giants, Bills again, Ravens, Jets, and Dolphins. I don't know, man. Patriots' schedule is pretty favorable moving forward. I'm not.
That was
a
huge win for them because that's obviously the toughest game they're going to play this year.
Yeah.
How did they lose at home to the Raiders? Like, what happened there?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think that was still at the point where, like, I thought the Raiders were going to be better than people thought. Obviously, they're not going to be better than people thought. They're kind of a disaster right now.
It's it's got into Kenny Pickett territory of disaster in Las Vegas.
Don't say that word. We're not allowed.
It's actually been that bad. It's been that bad.
It has been that bad, though. You know what hasn't been bad? Mac Jones.
Yeah.
49ers 26, Rams 23.
Dude, Shanahan's a wizard. Kyle Shanahan is a wizard.
Purdy FC? Are we
down a million per usual?
I've seen, like, I think it's beyond the point of a joke how many people after that game were like, oh my God, like you can't bench Mac Jones. Like, you can't send him to the bench. Like,
Okay.
yeah, you can.
Yeah,
You
I wouldn't go
can.
that far.
Like, he had an awesome game, but I don't think there's any way that I don't think there's a limit to how good Mac Jones could play. And Shanahan would be like, all right, buddy, you're the starter out there. Now, do I believe a little bit that Kyle Shanahan is trying extra hard to make Mac Jones look good because he wanted him over Trey Lance in the 2021 draft? I think there might be some truth to that. I think Shanahan might really want to be right about that one because obviously we know how Trey Lance ended up, although Trey Lance never got a shot. Trey Lance never got a fair shot in the NFL.
I still
Um,
believe.
I still believe all these years later, give him a shot. Somebody out there, give him a shot. Not the Steelers, but somebody out there should give him a shot. Um, yeah, I mean, the Rams, this is just kind of what they do. I feel like they lose like these weird games every once in a while. It's a divisional opponent. It's a tough home loss too, but I mean, the Niners played just about flawlessly offensively. Kendrick Bourne had a hell of a game. Jake Tonges, is that how you say his name?
Jake
It's
Tonges.
Shout out him. He was awesome. The 49ers are doing it with a bunch of fucking nobodies out there. They're 4
Every
and
single
1.
game, McCaffrey has like 22 carries for like 55 yards and then like 10 catches for 85 yards and a receiving touchdown. It's like clockwork. It's the same stat line every single game. And I don't know how they manage to win when they can't average any more than like 2 yards a carry. It's impressive.
Yeah. So 49ers win 4 and 1. Purdy FC down a million. In game 9:30 a.m. Vikings squeak out a victory 21-17 over the Cleveland Browns. Pitt legend Jordan Addison with the game-winning touchdown. It was rumored that he missed a walkthrough and he was missing in London the night before the game. The team couldn't find him. Yes, did you not see this report?
I did not see this report. I knew they held him out of the first quarter, so I figured something along the lines of that, but maybe not like the guy went missing.
This is a rumor, but he just like the team didn't know where he was apparently last night. He was out partying, having a good time. Pitt legend. When he does something good, it's USC legend. USC legend Jordan Addison had the catch to win the game. Pitt legend Jordan Addison out. Team didn't know where he was.
Quick point on that. You know how much you'll probably hate the place you transferred to if, like, whenever you're doing your Sunday Night Football intro, you actually also mention the first school you were at.
Yeah.
Because he's, like, the only guy that does that.
Yeah, Pitt, USC. Just pick one, bro. Just pick one.
Yeah.
I think he might actually be worried about angering the Pitt fans online.
The little Pitters are going to be upset.
Shout out Hail to Snurd. Shout out.
One of the Twitter accounts of all time.
Certainly one of the Twitter accounts. Dylan Gabriel didn't complete a pass like 10 yards down the field. I mean, like, he actually like wasn't completely shit, but like he wasn't asked to do a whole lot. Quinshon Judkins was awesome.
He's so good. He's so good. I'm like a little bit worried about him next week.
I mean, 23 carries. Imagine if Travion Henderson got 23 carries. I don't think Mike Vrabel would actually let that happen. I think Mike Vrabel would rather die than give Travion Henderson
Patriots running
carries.
back getting 23 carries in a game sounds absolutely unheard of. That's just not how they ever do it over there.
He would do it for Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah,
He'd
maybe
do
he would.
for him. Carson Wentz finally got his head out of his ass at the end of the game. Finally put something together. I don't know. The Vikings are weird because like they're 3-2. They seem fine. They barely squeaked out this win. They're very injured. The offensive line's really injured. Ryan Kelly's out for a couple of games. He went on IR, so he's out for the next 4 at least. And it just feels like, I don't know, when's McCarthy going to come back? They're finally going to play in the United States next week. So good for them. I don't know. Vikings are weird.
Yeah, they're an interesting one because I wouldn't necessarily. They're a team that like on any given day could put up a fight against any team in the league, but they could also lose to just about any team in the league. They're incredibly inconsistent, and I guess they showed that in Week 1 against the Bears, just in one game, how inconsistent they are. They look like the worst team to ever grace the planet in the first 3 quarters, probably because of J.J. McCarthy looking like the worst quarterback to ever grace the planet in the first 3 quarters, and then somehow locking in and turning into the greatest quarterback of all time in the 4th quarter. But that team's going to be inconsistent, and I've seen people saying that like you can't bench Wentz.
right.
Like, what are we doing? Like,
I love the you
like,
can't
do
bench the
people seriously
backup
believe
gimmick. I love
the
that.
team has a ceiling with Carson Wentz? Like, what's the ceiling with Carson Wentz? There is none. Or
Yeah.
there's a very low ceiling.
Yeah.
I worded that the wrong way. But
I know
like,
what you mean, though.
if you want to actually compete, you kind of just gotta go with the guy with more potential. But yeah, Vikings are an interesting team, and the Browns, they're not good, but they're probably not like a 4-win team. If I had to guess, they're probably closer to like a 6-win team.
They're not like completely terrible, I
They're
guess.
not.
Like,
Their defense is really good, and they can
I
run the
wouldn't.
ball even though their line doesn't block.
We'll talk about their game against the Steelers like at the very end of this podcast here, but I don't know. Like, I wouldn't be totally shocked if the Browns split with the Steelers in a tough division game. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't think the Steelers have reached that level of consistency yet, but I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. Vikings 21, Browns 17. We'll move on. Colts are 4-1, 40-6 over the Raiders. I mean, the Colts look really, really good. Steichen's got
Was
his
this
Daniel
game
Jones looks decent.
Was this game more the Colts are legit or the Raiders are the worst team of all time?
I think the Raiders are just bad.
They're so bad.
They're a mess. Like, I'm not gonna say that it's who territory, but like
It's getting there.
Gino has like 9 picks in 5 games, and it gets to a point, Hawk, where like I don't know how long I can defend this. Like,
And that offense,
I
like
love
Gino's
Gino.
not in the worst situation you can be in.
No.
Like, I mean, a receiving core. I mean, granted, Bowers did not play today, but like, it's not like this was a outlier bad performance. He's been this bad. I mean, he's got Bowers out there. He's got Jacoby Myers. Shout out future Steeler. Give it a couple weeks. Trey Tucker apparently is decent. He's got Genty. I mean, I don't think there's an excuse for 9 picks in 5 games with a 1-4 record, but he's been bad.
Dude. I don't know. Like in Seattle, he was always kind of reckless, but it just seems like in Vegas he's as reckless, but it's just not working as well. When you're reckless and it's working, like you are with Gino took more downfield shots than just about anybody. Yeah, that shit's just not flying in Vegas right now. And they're 1-4. Feels like they're trending down big time, and not good. But the Colts, they look damn good. They're a legitimate football team. I'll say that. Shane Steichen, never the issue. Anthony Richardson got in the game today.
He did. Did you see him catch his own pass?
I did see that.
It was the first play. He had caught his own pass for 9 yards.
That might be the most Anthony Richardson play ever. I mean,
quite possibly.
But yeah, Colts are 4-1. They look legit. They play the Steelers down the road. Very, very nervous for that game. Not looking forward to that one.
That one's gonna be fun.
Saints 26, Giants 14. I hate Jackson Dart. Not there. He's not.
I don't think he has it. I mean, he might have it at some point, but at the moment, he does not have it.
Not moved. Saints get their first win. Good for them.
I'm going to get back on this topic of Spencer Rattler is not like completely horrendous. Like he's not a good quarterback, but he's like not bad enough that they're going to go to shock.
I don't know.
How do you say it? I don't know.
Whatever.
Who cares?
Whatever. Regardless.
27-year-old rookie.
However you want to pronounce it, I'll pronounce it Tyler Shuck for the sake of the argument here. Why are we doing the Tyler Shuck development gimmick? Like Jack said, he's 27 years old. Like I agree. I don't think Spencer Rattler is completely and totally dog shit. But like, if you're the Saints, like just fuck around a little bit, have some fun. Throw your 27-year-old rookie out there that you spent a second round pick on. What are we doing? I don't know.
Run a quarterback by committee.
Yeah, literally, just do it. Do the old Kyle Orton, Tim Tebow. Yes. I agree with that. Give Taysom Hill like the fourth quarter always, no matter what. Give Rattler, if you want to start Rattler, fine. Give him like the first quarter and like a couple series in the second. Then it's Shuck time until it's Taysom Hill time in the fourth quarter.
There you go. I like this idea.
There we go. We've solved the New Orleans Saints issues. I don't have much more to say on either of his teams. They both stink. Cowboys 37, Jets 22. Jets are 0-5, which is hilarious. Cowboys are fucking fun, dude. They're really fun. Dak is
Dak Prescott
playing
needs
out
to
of his
be
mind.
in deeper MVP conversations than he is right now.
We will be furthering the talks right now. How many quarterbacks have played better than him this season? How many?
Allen, maybe,
Allen, maybe.
maybe. Stafford, I think. I think Stafford's playing.
Stafford's been out of his
Stafford's been
mind.
ridiculous.
I mean, like
Mahomes has been better.
Mahomes definitely deserves it. I know people will probably want to say Baker. I feel like Baker gets talked a lot about for MVP. I'm not there. Not there.
Dak also doesn't have. Well, actually, I guess their receiving core's been banged up in Tampa Bay. I don't want to call myself a Baker hater, but I'm not as high on Baker as most.
I don't get the Buccaneers. Like we can talk about them obviously
They're very
in a little
weird.
bit, but like they're so good, and like I just don't get it. I really don't. I don't understand it. But you know who else is really good? George Pickens. Turns out all he needed was like a competent quarterback to not act like a fucking idiot all the time. And who would have thought? You throw him the ball, he catches it. He was awesome.
He did
Had a
only
big
catch 2
touchdown.
passes today, but
Pointed at Sauce Gardner. Don't care.
he
That
did
shit was
point at Sauce
tough.
Gardner. That was tough.
That was tough. Let me ask you guys this right now. I tweeted this earlier. If you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, would you rather have a competent wide receiver too, or would you rather have a 2026 third round pick? The choice is yours. The illusion of free choice.
I didn't even think about that, but I guess we should be rooting for the Cowboys to lose for that higher third.
Yeah, we should.
So we can draft another Roman Wilson.
Yep. We have such a good track record of third round picks. If you liked Roman Wilson, boy oh boy, you just wait until you find out
Get your
Caleb Johnson was a
popcorn
third round pick. Every time
Oh my
Christian
God.
Gonzalez popped up on the screen last night, I got pissed off too. I was fully convinced when we traded up in 23 it was for Gonzalez.
The worst part about it was that Gonzalez got selected at our original draft pick that we traded out of.
We traded.
That was
up.
brutal. I was on record of saying for like months in advance that like the dream pick was Christian Gonzalez if he was available, and I couldn't believe that he was. And we let him slip away. Broderick Jones has been better though, but
yeah, but
I would rather have the solidified elite cornerback.
I would
call me crazy.
I mean, I just moral of this game is Dak Prescott's fucking awesome. I miss George Pickens. He's been the Cowboys one, and the offense has not missed a beat without CeeDee Lamb. George Pickens does not re-sign with the Dallas Cowboys, which I think there's a very real possibility he tests the open market. He's going to get a bag somewhere. I don't know where it is. He's going to get a ridiculous amount of money somewhere, and it's going to make me really sad. I can't lie. If Pittsburgh is in the market for a wide receiver too, I hear there's this kid in Dallas who's pretty fucking good. Maybe
there's also a guy in Las Vegas.
Yeah, Jacoby Myers FC. Is he a free agent after this year?
It's a great question. I don't know the answer to that, but I guess that would determine what his price would be.
I think he's due a contract. That's why he's been complaining there. I don't know. We'll move on. Broncos 21, Eagles 17. It was the first time in 2 years, I believe, that Jalen Hurts has had 38 passing attempts or more, and it is the first time in the second time in 22 games that the Philadelphia Eagles have lost. It's pretty funny. I can't lie to you. The Broncos, I can't believe they did it. I really can't. Bo Nix played well down the stretch.
He did. I thought Bo Nix did not play like a great game though. I don't think he necessarily won it for them.
It wasn't perfect by any means.
Dude, I'm just so sick of watching Jalen Hurts play football. I really just think he sucks. Oh my God.
I just can't stand watching the Eagles, dude. I
hate Jalen Hurts.
Like they're probably the best team in the league, and they might win the fucking Super Bowl again.
It feels like the contenders this year are less of powerhouses than usual. Like the Bills feel beatable. The Eagles, I guess, seem beatable because they probably should have 3 losses right now. I mean, they won on a blocked field goal that last week.
Yeah, Rams was last week. I'm
sure.
Yeah.
Won on a blocked field goal last week and probably should have lost to the Cowboys week 1. Some stupid turnovers inside the 5-yard line cost the Cowboys that game. But the point being, this is a good year to be a wild card team, maybe, or like a 4 seed. At least a better year than usual.
we could see one of those wildcard teams make a run this year, AFC or NFC. Honestly, it feels pretty wide open. All the top teams feel beatable, at least at this point. I mean, it's still early October, so it feels like maybe a lot of these teams haven't hit their full stride yet. But yeah, speaking of teams that haven't hit their full stride yet, but also teams that just fucking suck. Panthers beat the Dolphins. Good for them. Rico Dowdle, 200 yards.
200 yards on the
Hello?
ground.
Hello? All right.
I would consider myself a member of Rico Dowdle FC. I was a fan of him last year. Like, I just watched him play, and I thought he was pretty good. I was surprised that he couldn't get a starting job somewhere.
I'm going to be the founding member of Darren Waller FC. Let me tell you what.
Well, does it count? Does Darren Waller FC from like 3 years ago count? Or 4
No, they
years
disbanded.
Ago count?
They disbanded when he divorced
retired.
Kelsey Plum and retired and started making terrible music. No, we are back right now. I just think Darren Waller's good. I think he's in that Jonnu Smith role in the Mike McDaniel offense, and he's going to get peppered with targets. He didn't catch a pass in the second half. Not sure why they went away from him, because the Panthers couldn't fucking guard him in the first half of this game. He was awesome. He caught another touchdown in the red zone. He's just such a good red zone threat. I don't know, a team like the Dolphins that's going to have to pass a lot because their defense is so terrible beyond belief.
Darren Waller had a pick FC, today.
Yeah, that made me very sad too. I had to watch George Pickens get a touchdown, Minka get a pick. There was no Steelers football. There was no Bears football, so I could push my Caleb Williams agenda. I lost a bet. I had like a 4-leg, 5-leg touchdown parlay. The only thing I needed was an Ashton Genty touchdown for $300. Didn't hit. It was not a good day. Not a good day.
Surely the Raiders scored a touchdown as a team.
Yeah, surely. Terrible day. Rico Dowdle FC though, good for him. Bryce Young like locks in too after like he gets like an early game turnover every single week, and then he just locks in, and he looks somewhat competent.
Yeah, I still have no idea whether I'm in or out on Bryce Young.
I don't know.
I don't know. I have no idea.
It varies. It really, really does. But we'll move on. This one I'm excited to talk about. Texans 44, Ravens 10. Somebody stinks like shit, and it is the Baltimore Ravens. Without Lamar Jackson, absolutely nothing going their way. Cooper Rush was awful. Derrick Henry only had 8 carries, I think it was. What are we doing there? The Texans have a really good defense.
Well, the weird thing with Henry's stat line is he had like 8 carries going into like their last possession when they were down like 37 points, and then they handed him the ball like 5 more times. It's just like, why? I don't know. The Ravens are clueless. John Harbaugh is a big dummy. Their defense is horrendous. We are winning the division.
I mean, I don't want this to get clipped, but like, I don't know. The Ravens play the Rams next week too. They're going to be 1-5.
Is Lamar like 100% missing that game?
I mean, I don't know for certain, but it was reported. It's like the rumor is
2 to 3.
2 to 3.
Then I guess
so.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's going to be out this game against the Rams. And it's going to be Cooper Rush again, and he was fucking clueless out there, poor guy. 1-5.
Cooper Rush is just horrible.
And assuming the Steelers are able to take care of business against the Browns and the Bengals, who look like they look even more lost than the Ravens, I'd argue, with Jake Browning. I don't know, dude. It's going to be a hard one for the Steelers to fuck up. I wouldn't be shocked if they fucked it up, but it's going to be really hard for them to fuck this one up.
Yeah, our odds did move. We're now like plus like 140 to win the division, which is interesting. It feels exactly how it felt last year.
I don't want to drink the Kool-Aid, but like,
at the same time, the Ravens feel way more dead now than they did last year.
They do, and like another loss. Like, I don't think it's 1-5. Like, I get Lamar is awesome. He's one of the best 2 or 3 players in football. 1-5 is such an insane hole to dig out of.
And the only thing is, like, how many games, if they get healthy and Lamar comes back after they go 1-5, like, how many games do they lose after that?
Well,
what does their schedule look like? Because I know that they've already played Kansas City, they've already played the Lions, they've already played the Bills. I can't imagine they have a tougher game on their schedule.
I'm going to assume that Lamar is out the Ravens game or the Rams game, and we're going to mark that as an L. So they're 1-5. They have a bye week after that. So I'm assuming That's the last game Lamar will miss.
Yo, Puka might go like 18 for 375 and 3 touchdowns against the Ravens defense.
Puka might dead ass end the year with 2K, and it's all going to be thanks to the Baltimore Ravens secondary in Week 6. But after the bye, let's assume they're fully healthy with Lamar Jackson from here on out. Bears. My Bears.
If Lamar plays that game, they're going to beat the Bears. I think there's no...
Dolphins.
That's a win.
Vikings.
Probably also a win.
By God, they're 4-5. Browns.
They're
6-5. Jets.
Yeah.
Oh no, they're 7-5. Bengals.
Yeah.
No, they're 8-5. Steelers.
Is that game in Baltimore? Yeah, it is, right? Yeah. Yeah, this is my point. This is why there's still the odds-on This is why there's still the odds-on favorites to win the division, because that schedule gets crazy easy after the Rams game.
Bengals, Patriots, Packers, Steelers to close it out after that.
The Packers could beat them.
They're still winning 10 fucking games.
They're going to need the Packers. The Steelers probably need to win 11 games.
The Ravens are still winning 10 games. That's insane. Guys, are we crazy? Let us know. I mean, there are a lot of gimmies on the schedule, assuming Lamar gets back and is fully healthy. I know that defense is so bad, though. That could be... They're on pace to be the first team to ever give up 600 points. Ever.
It's so bad, but I don't know. Because at full health, when that team was fully healthy week 1, at least for 95% of that game, they looked so dominant. On the road against Buffalo, too. That's the part that's scaring me. I don't know. Hopefully that was the fluke.
Hopefully, man. I don't know. Because the Ravens defense has been so bad, and we can't just give them a pass anymore. But, I don't know. If they have Lamar, they're going to win 10 games. It's going to suck.
Yeah, that's my adjusted Ravens record prediction is 10-7.
You know that game in Pittsburgh, Week 18, is going to be for the division. That'd be awesome. That would actually be fucking electric. I would love that. But it's going to happen. And it's going to be like the Ravens making this wonderful comeback. Oh my God, they were 1-5, and look what Lamar did for them. Yeah, dude, fuck this bullshit. I hate football. Speaking of hating football, I don't know why Cardinals fans subject themselves to this bullshit every week.
That was
Titans
probably
22.
the worst survivor loss in the history of football. That was just bullshit. They lost on a game losing field goal because Amari DiMercado dropped the ball on the 1-yard line on a 70-yard touchdown run. And then I can't even put it into words what happened on the other touchdown. Cam Ward threw a pick. The dude fell over and fumbled without even being touched. And then this was at the 10-yard line, and then two of his teammates kicked the ball back into their own end zone, and then Tyler Lockett picked it up. And they scored. And they got stopped and then gave up a game-winning field goal. It was ridiculous.
Shout out Tyler Lockett.
It might be the last touchdown he ever scores.
It legitimately might be. And the Titans, man, they're 1-4. They're the all-time bad vibes team, though. But the Cardinals, man, they suck. I don't know what it is. Kyler Murray, I don't know.
He is so inconsistent.
Jonathan Gannon's the easy scapegoat there. I feel like I don't know what he's done. It's him
or the OC.
His signature win is literally against the Steelers. That game that Kenny Pickett got hurt. Kenny Pickett's last snap as a Pittsburgh Steeler. I can't believe I heard that name on this podcast. That is Jonathan Gannon's signature win as the Arizona Cardinals head coach.
Signature win was against Kenny Pickett and Mitch Trubisky. Oh man, it's not
that
good.
Was the game that had the 2.5-hour rain delay too. You remember that one?
Oh, that was awful because it went into the rain delay. We were down 14-3 at halftime.
Yep,
that was just terrible. Terrible.
All right, Buccaneers 38, Seahawks 35. Ethical hoops from both these teams. JSN and Emeka Egbuka, so good. Both elite receivers. I did not expect Emeka Egbuka to come out right out of the gate as a rookie and be this productive, but holy shit, he's been awesome. 7 catches, 163 yards, and a touchdown in this one. He's the wide receiver 1 in Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin move over, Mike Evans move over. It doesn't matter when Mike Evans comes back. Emeka Egbuka's the guy. and JSN was awesome as well too. Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold both had awesome games. I mean, Sam Darnold's game is going to be overshadowed by that pick he threw at the end, obviously, that lost
the
the
most
game.
Sam Darnold thing ever is
It really
playing
was.
just an outstanding game the entire way through, then making an incredibly dumb mistake to lose your team the game with like 20 seconds left.
Yep. Yeah. So good for the Buccaneers. They're 4-1. Seattle 3-2. They still feel like a good football team, though.
Yeah, Seattle's good.
I mean, they beat the Steelers, so they must be really, really good, right?
I mean, yeah, on the road too.
Yeah. Lions 37. Bengals 24. Somebody stinks like shit, and it is Jake Browning. Please continue
Jake Browning
to start Jake
probably
Browning.
saved his job in the fourth quarter by throwing 3 touchdowns.
Please keep starting Jake Browning. Please keep doing it. I love
Yeah,
it.
just
I love
hold
it.
off for 2 more weeks before finding
Yes.
somebody else. Just let him play against us.
I don't even know if I want to see Jake Browning because I'm telling you, that's like a weird game that the Steelers will lose. That's a weird one on the road, Thursday Night Football. I'm telling you, man. I don't know. I have a feeling, and I don't like it.
There's no way we're losing to that team.
I don't know,
They're
dude.
so bad. They're so
I don't
bad.
know. I know they're so bad. I know. Just telling you. I don't know, dude.
You know who else sucks? Chase Brown.
Yeah, Chase Brown really sucks. Best second round pick in fantasy ever, Chase Brown.
Yeah, there's a lot of running backs that have just been like complete disappointments. Chase Brown, I don't know, man. I think he's like one of the worst like starting running backs in the history of the NFL. I think Zach Moss was better than him.
High praise. Zach Moss was RB1 over him for a good portion of the year last year. Yeah. So the Lions have been awesome ever since getting ran over by the Packers week 1. I mean, Jared Goff's been good. Montgomery's been good. Gibbs has been good. Amon-Ra's been good. You know who stinks like shit? Dude, yeah. I was so high on Jameson Williams going into this year. This felt like the year. Let me read you his stat lines. 4 catches, 23 yards week 1. Against the Bears, 2 catches, 108 and a touchdown. Wow. Ravens, 2 catches, 43 yards. Against the Browns, 2 catches, 40 yards. Today, 1 catch, 9 yards. What the fuck? What are we doing? We paid this guy $89 million. $89 million.
Feels like a bad contract.
I mean,
maybe he's a better IRL receiver than he is a fantasy receiver, though.
I think he's a good player, man. They're not giving him the opportunity whatsoever. I don't know. They haven't really had to, I guess. But like, still, it fucking sucks. It does suck. Commanders 27, Chargers 10. The Chargers do this shit the Chargers. I thought this was the year, maybe that they just turned a new leaf, and they're able to beat every team in their division back to back to back weeks 1 through 3, and then they drop 2 games in a row here. This Commanders team is good too. I like the Commanders a lot, but man, the Chargers, this just sucks, dude. It just sucks to be a Chargers fan.
Yeah, if there are any Chargers fans,
yep,
I would imagine it would suck. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say I'm out on the Chargers because they were my Super Bowl pick.
They were.
But it's not looking as good as it did 2 weeks ago.
Chargers FC down $1 million right now. Bill Krosky Merritt, shout out him. I still think he's an industry plant. Still at this point, Industry Plant FC is led by JJ McCarthy and Bill Krosky Merritt.
I agree with one of the two.
And I don't know, dude. Good for Bill. Deebo Samuel, Tubby still got it.
I'm still got it.
Good for him. Commanders 3-2. They get a big one. Jaden Daniels back. He didn't have to do a ton in this one, honestly.
Speaking of, did you know that Marcus Mariota is currently PFF's #1 graded quarterback?
Is he really?
Yeah, at least going into this week.
I saw that Aaron Rodgers was like the 34th.
He's like third last or something.
Yep. Which is hilarious. But that will do it for week number 5 in the NFL. Great weekend of football for everyone, maybe but me. Not a good week. I won in a couple fantasy leagues, but like all the ones that I care about deeply sucked in. There is one thing I want to talk about before we preview a little bit of the Steelers and Browns game. I don't know if you saw this, Jack. Remember Braden Fajoko? He was the
Dude, I
defensive
did see
tackle.
this. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
tweeted out, "Stop high-fiving kickers after they miss a field goal. These dudes got one job. Do nothing all week in practice. Come out and shank one. They ought to be ashamed." Christian Kuntz, Duquesne legend, host of the Christian Kuntz podcast, very real podcast, says, quote tweets it, says, "Hey, big fella, I've seen you kick. It's actually pathetic. Just worry about stopping the run and stuffing your face after the game." Guys, let's chill out here. Let's chill out.
Fried by Christian Kuntz on
Why?
Twitter is
Why?
just nefarious.
Why are we arguing over this? I don't know. Was Fajoko talking about Kuntz and Boswell? I don't know.
think
Because
so.
Boswell hasn't
Boswell
missed
hasn't
anything,
missed.
has
Yeah.
he? I don't
Yeah.
know why. I don't know. I guess I don't know why Kuntz got so upset and felt the need to reply to this. Maybe they're friends, and he was.
I was
don't
thinking
know.
that's
I don't think
possible too.
I don't know. That could be a theory, but it just felt weird to me. More Twitter drama. Cam Hayward was fighting with Pickensburg on Twitter. Did you see this?
I did see this, yes.
Dude, this is really funny. And I know everybody wants me to apologize for Cam Hayward. Listen, Cam Hayward, the player, I have nothing but positive things to say about. He's a Hall of Fame talent. This guy, though, like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. So Pickensburg tweeted, "Insane. Had a mystery box at my door this morning. Didn't order anything. Opened it up, and it was a pair of game-used signed cleats from Cam Hayward with a handwritten apology note about his little brother's behavior towards me in it. OMG." For those that don't know, Connor Hayward and Pickensburg have beef, and he legitimately has a pair of cleats that belong to Cam Hayward that are signed. And Cam Hayward replies, "Never sent you a thing. Keep me and my brother's name out your mouth. Probably stole them from someone. SMH. Sad to see when those were my cleats and had to benefit others." So I do think that Pickensburg actually owns these cleats. So he bid for them on an auction, and he, bought them. All the money went towards charity. And Cam Hayward is upset that Pickensburg owns them. Guys, Cam Hayward, he sees your mean replies. He sees you making fun of him, saying, "Oh, he can't feed his family, but now he has $3 million in incentives tied to playoff wins that he won't get. He's finally able to feed his family." This is the stuff that makes me mad with Cam Hayward. He butt tweeted about Mike Tomlin. I'll never fucking get over that. Everybody just,
That was
whoosh, forget about that. Nothing
the
ever
best
happens.
one.
Nothing ever happens. Guys, Cam Hayward's out here replying to fucking Pickensburg on a Sunday evening in the bye
Breezy.
week. Guys, I don't get it. I don't get it. He's awesome. He's still one of the best players on this entire team. But man, stop fucking around with Pickensburg. Like he's just going to keep doing it to you because he knows that you reply to him.
Yeah, I mean, replying to Pickensburg as a professional athlete is probably one of the stupidest things you can do. I don't even know why you'd bother. But yeah, Cam Hayward's maybe a little bit too active on Twitter.
Yeah, perhaps a tad, perhaps a little bit. So we'll talk about the Steelers' upcoming game. The bye week is officially over and behind us, and the Steelers have a game against the Cleveland Browns this Sunday at 1 p.m. Dillon Gabriel is presumably going to be the starter for this one. It's at home for the Steelers, and I know some people are thinking, hey, this might be a trap game. Honestly, I think this should be a pretty easy win for the Steelers. I think it should
I agree. I would say it might be a trap game if it was in Cleveland. At home, I don't think we're losing.
Like I said earlier, I don't think this Browns team is as bad as people make them out to be. I don't think they're the worst team in the league. I think that this should be one that the Steelers get, though, because it's at home. Nothing's really going right for the Browns. They have Dillon Gabriel starting. The defense should be able to crush Dillon Gabriel. And the Vikings defense didn't do like a phenomenal job today, but I thought they did a decent job. Pittsburgh's defense should be able to handle Dillon Gabriel a little bit better. I am worried about Quinshawn Judkins, though.
He is the only player the Steelers have to stop. Literally the only player they have to stop.
Quite literally the only one.
And they probably won't, which is the frustrating part.
But I don't think the Steelers will have to score a ton in this one. either to beat the Cleveland Browns. I think the defense should be able to do enough. The offense should be able to more or less cruise their way to getting enough points off of turnovers and things like that, put together a drive or two. I don't think it's one where the offense will have to be super locked in or anything like that. So, I mean, I'm on record. I think this should be not an easy win. There's no such thing as easy win. This should be as easy of a win as it could possibly be for the Steelers. I think they get it done and they move to 4-1. And then they have a primetime date with Jake Browning. Hopefully he's still the starter for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah. It feels like a game that's going to be like a 20-10. It's going to be low scoring because the offense just isn't, like you said, that we're not going to have to score. We probably could score more than 20 points, but that's my prediction is we end up not scoring that much simply because we just don't have to.
Yeah. So, I mean, those are just my general thoughts on the game. Again, Jack and I both predicting a Steelers win. Thank you guys for listening, as always, to a very special bye-week edition of The Standard. This has been our longest one yet, I think, so far this season, but we broke it up into multiple things because we talked about college football some, as you heard at the beginning of this. And after this, Penn State lost again to UCLA. First team ranked inside the top 10 ever to lose to an 0-4 team. Hilarious. James Franklin and Drew Aller, fire them into the sun, both of them. Yeah, that'll about do it. If you are interested, if there are any graphic designers out there, please reach out to Jack or I or Steelers Landing on Instagram. We are forming a website. We are going to, have articles and podcasts and different types of content coming for you guys, expanding very soon, collabing with a bunch of Steelers pages. So if you are interested in website design, even we are looking for a website designer and we're looking for graphic designers. So please reach out to us, even comment on this, and I'll reach out to you somehow. Give me a way to contact you because we need people like you to help us out. Thank you guys for listening. As always, we'll see you next week. Same time, same place, right here on Standard.